Hello everyone, welcome to this episode of Market Pulse. My name is Ajit, mahuli, the founder and mentor at Learn Price Action Trading. Let's take a look at what Nifty has been doing and is likely to do in this coming week. So those who have been following the Market Pulse, if you see that was a range that we had defined for Nifty, and we reached that target last week in that gap up. So the bullish trade is done. We could see a pullback coming in, but let's take a quick look from the higher time frames. Starting with the monthly chart. So we breached the monthly demand zone and are moving up from these areas of demand zone on the monthly chart. So that's a monthly demand zone from where we are moving up. This month is still in progress, a live candle. This is the area where it is likely to move towards, at least let's say 16,800 to 16,000 to 17,000. There is a likelihood of the index moving up, of course, depending on how tomorrow and day after tomorrow pans out. So this is more of a compressive consolidation move coming into these areas of demand zone. But still the market trend is down, so be cautious. Coming back to the weekly chart, after moving from these areas on the monthly, we are headed into these areas here. The weekly supply zone, the weekly supply zone is all the way at this point. So that's a weekly supply zone. So this is a range we could expect the index to do. Maybe there could be a couple of days consolidation or a sideways movement or a small pullback, which will then again propel it to the next supply zone. Remember, this is result season, so each stock, individual stock may play differently. Trade stocks as per their result dates. So we have a new base rally created. So there is a good possibility of prices moving from these areas of demand zone on the weekly chart. Let's say at least up to 16,500 is quite a possibility. Coming to the daily chart, that's what we see on the daily chart. That's the area of supply zone from where we are finding it. We have a pause. That's the supply zone where we have a pause. The next supply zone is available at this area here. So that's that's a range here. We still have to break this supply and go and hit that. So this could act as a trap area around 16,400. So be cautious. That's the area where you can look at some longs for a few days up to this point. So it will be good if we get a pullback to these areas and then move up all the way to 16,400, whereby we'll have some good reward to risk ratios available. On a smaller time frame, if I have to show you where those areas are, so that's one of the areas to go long on the index at around 15,930 odd levels. That's the area, and the next area longs will be at these. So there are two levels on top of each other, which will probably, if we come here, there will be good areas to go long or do some option trades and take it all the way up to 16,300 and then 16,450. So the trend is bullish, though we have come into crucial areas of supply zone. Remember, this is the area from where we broke all these demand zones and made a new low. So there could be some reaction. So no longs here. Wait for pullbacks or wait for prices to breach these areas of supply zone. So bullish bias in the intermediate time frame, intermediate term, but wait for a pullback. You can look at some confirmation shorts, short-term income like a intraday or a couple of days short up to these, at least up to 16,000 is where we could come down. And if you move up before going from 15,920, then you can look at some confirmation based trades to take it all the way up to this. So overall, still cautiously bullish bias since it's result season. Index may not fall too much. It'll probably not break 15,700 so easily. Okay, so it could still remain range bound between 16,400 and 15,900 for the next few days. Taking a quick look at India VIX. India VIX is again now dropped down and has come to the lower range. If it starts moving up, we could see the index coming down, but there are supply zones that are there for the VIX. So maybe that could be the area where VIX might move and then again come down and oscillate in these areas. So overall bullish bias on Nifty. Wait for pullbacks. You can look at confirmation shorts, which will be only intraday or a short-term income kind of trade setups. Let's take a look at what Bank Nifty has been doing and is likely to do in the coming week. Bank Nifty has been that stronger as compared to Nifty. So if you see our ranges in the past few market pulse that I had said, we had this range for Bank Nifty from 33,000 approximately to 35,500. We've reached that area. So now we've got to be a little bit cautious. Longs, good time to book long profits or at least partially book profits and wait for more price action. So on the monthly, we are again moving up from this critical area of demand zone, which is still being held. Okay, there are no great supply zones still, at least let's say 38,600 on the monthly chart. In this area is where we could possibly find a turning point. Remember, result season can push markets up. So on the monthly, if you see, this is more of a consolidation move down. The trend is down, but overall, the trend is bullish on the monthly chart. Coming back to the weekly chart, that's the area from where we are moving up. If you see last time in the March fall, that was the area from where we moved up and went all the way to this area. Now, that's the area of supply zone where we are trading. That's a weekly supply zone. So this is going to be the range for us right now. There could be some areas on smaller time frames where we can go long here and at around 34,200, but we still have to wait. This is a live candle. Prices could go up a little bit deeper and then turn down based on the weekly chart, but definitely we are right now in retail prices. New longs or fresh longs should be avoided. You can book your longs, especially if you're in FNO, and or based on confirmation, look for shorts up to these points. That's what we see on the weekly chart. Coming back to the daily chart, again, strong bullish price action, a nice movement from 33,000 to 35,500, a good 2,500 point move, which we captured. Now, on the daily chart, that's the area where we have the real supply coming in. So there is a good chance we could move up all the way here, but we'll have to wait for a couple of days price action. Those who are holding partial longs can continue holding it with the stop loss below 35,000, because if you break 35,000, there are chances that we could move all the way to at least to 34,600 and then 35,000. This gap may act as support for the markets, and prices could move from here to this point. But overall bullish trend, a very good area of demand zone here. Again, you'll have clear levels on smaller time frames. So that's going to be the range for Bank Nifty in the coming couple of weeks. So that's going to be the range. Going to the smaller time frame, if I have to show you, that's the supply where we have come and stopped. That's the area we again have another level on top of it. So that's going to be a little bit problematic unless we open above this tomorrow or day after tomorrow. And then if you open above this, there is a good chance we could move towards 36,000 pretty easily. That's where in the earlier parts, if you see, that's where it has moved down. This is that RBI policy candle, and then we had the trend shifted down, made new lows, but bounced back smartly. So that's the area where we'll look at some confirmation short. You can look at some confirmation shorts here based on for short-term income, but targets would not be more than these areas here. So that's going to be the immediate range for short-term income on the banking index. And overall, still it's bullish. If we come here at about 34,800, it will be a good area to be a buyer for a nice target of about 35,800 to 36,000. So cautiously bullish again. Wait for prices to pull back. We have rallied one way from 33 to 36. We could be expecting some pullback, so don't be in a hurry to initiate new long positions. Wait for pullbacks to initiate new long positions. Shorts only on confirmation and short-term income.